Folks, it is 8 o'clock. We are watching our winter storm move across North Carolina, and there's lots of updates as well. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley with you now. If you're watching this on delay, this was an 8 o'clock update. All the information is current as of 8 o'clock. And a lot of things have changed since we last chatted. In fact, one of the things I wanted to share with you were some of our live conditions across the area. This is a live view of Greensboro, which just a little while ago had quite a bit of heavy snow falling. Then it was light snow. Now it's no snow. It looks like right about 8 o'clock is the shutoff time for Greensboro. You will notice a bit of accumulation on top of the Lincoln Financial Building. Not too many cars out and about at this time. That's good news. The roads are pretty slick outside, to be sure. Temperature is bitterly cold, and something that's remarkable to me about this snowfall for our area, which makes it different from others, is just the temperature. Usually when we get snow, it's marginally cold, it's pretty wet, it's pretty fluffy, and definitely heavy and tough to deal with, kind of slushy out there. This is the total opposite. Everything is so cold outside that as the snow kind of wraps up, and when it falls down on the ground too, we're actually noticing that it's just blowing around on the roads rather than sticking and adhering to the roads pretty well. That's what we're seeing in the Triad anyway. I can't speak for everybody, but it does seem to be the case. Now, looking at Burlington, the conditions are a bit different. Snow is still flying there. In fact, at a pretty good clip too. You can see everything in sight is snow covered. All of the roadways are, and that's pretty much the case across the Piedmont. Anyone who got some snow, it's sticking everywhere, and those roads are going to be a bit slick. Make sure to take it slow if you have to be out. I have been out a little bit in our area, and definitely that dry, powdery snow has more traction than otherwise, but is still slick, and people are sliding around. Don't do it unless you have to, is what I would say. Here's the radar as of 8 o'clock. Notice the snow continuing for Caswell County, parts of Alamance as well, but parts of Guilford County, southeast Guilford, going to get a little bit more snow, Randolph too. But here are the areas that are done with the snow. Like it or not, happy or sad, you're done with the snow in Winston-Salem. You're done with it in Summerfield and Oak Ridge and Reedsville. All of Rockingham County is done with snow. Areas that still have a ways to go, and in fact, this looks to be heavier snow for you. Asheboro, Ramseur, down to Troy, Montgomery County, Chatham County getting some good snow near Siler City. Alamance continues as well, Sanford too, Raleigh as well. Davidson County is still getting a little bit more to the south and east of Lexington. Something I'd like to show when we are in a snowy situation. How are the roads doing? We can have our traffic maps to kind of help us estimate those roadway conditions. And one thing I think is pretty clear, just on the wide view, you'll notice a lot of green to the north and to the west. Remember, as we forecasted this system, a lot of times we'd reference I-85, which runs just like this. We said north and west, not as much snow, if any. South and east, a chance for some more snow. That seems to have been true so far. As you look south of Greensboro into Randolph County here, those are those yellows and oranges, kind of estimating some big slowdowns out there. You want to stay off the roads in Randolph County through tonight and probably into tomorrow morning as well. A lot of slowdowns on 64, I-73 as well, 222, and also as you go back into Davidson County, Highway 109 is showing some slowdowns as well between Denton and 64. So keep that in mind. Obviously, whenever it snows in the south, we're going to have road problems. That's just the way it is, and we're having that for this evening as well. For everybody, the snow will be continuing, or ending, I should say, between 10 and 12 tonight. For a lot of us, it's already over. For some of us, it'll continue a couple more hours, but by 10 p.m., most of us are done. By midnight, all of us are done. That's from the falling of the sky snow. It'll still be lingering on the roadways, and I do think our accumulation forecast is on track. Generally, a trace to an inch should cover us pretty well across all of our counties. Make sure, though, be alert out there. If you don't have to be on the roads, again, common sense here, don't venture out just for the sake of doing so. We do have a winter weather advisory. That's new. You know, the Weather Service joined that party a little bit late. We've been talking about the snow for a couple of days. They just advertised it over the last hour or two. Winter storm warning continues, though, in eastern North Carolina and South Carolina. That's where it's going to snow a lot more, and it continues all the way down to the Gulf Coast. This has been a remarkable snowstorm for places that just do not get snow all that often. The snow does continue even still at this 8 o'clock hour all the way across Georgia, parts of the panhandle of Florida. How often can you say that? the panhandle of Florida is getting snow, and way more than we are, by the way. We're getting a wimpy amount compared to some of those places down that way. Houston got good snow, about 3 to 5 inches in parts of the area. According to some reports, New Orleans over 6 inches, some places close to 9 and 10 inches. Just remarkable stuff down that way. Again, for us, lighter amounts, a trace to an inch or so is likely what we will see. But here's New Orleans. Those are palm trees in the foreground. This is a marina. We're looking at Lake Pontchartrain, if you're familiar with that area. A lot of times we use this camera to track hurricanes and storm surge. Tonight, it's for tracking a major historic winter storm down that way. There you can see the back edge of the snow right about here, as we showed you before. It's going to continue in Raleigh a while longer. Eastern North Carolina going to fill in those gaps overnight tonight. In New Bern, earlier we were looking at some sideways snowfall. That has stopped at the moment, and it'll kind of come and go for the rest of our neighbors out in eastern North Carolina. Here's the time lapse of how it looked today as snow kind of moved in on our various weather cameras too. You saw it end in Winston-Salem, then it ended in Greensboro and High Point. Burlington continues at this 8 o'clock hour. Futurecast, where do we go from here? Well, that back edge and that ending line of snow is just going to continue to move its way to the south and to the east. This is around 10 o'clock. Burlington, you should be mostly winding down by then. Asheboro, too, you should be mostly done by 10 o'clock. Lexington, you're definitely over with, and Guilford County is too, but it'll continue in Siler City and Troy a little while longer. Once we get closer to midnight, you too will be done, but that extra time could account for another half an inch to maybe as much as an extra 1 inch of snow for you. All of us will be dry for tomorrow morning. The sun will come out tomorrow, which what that'll do, right now it's a dry and powdery and fine, easy to blow around snow. Tomorrow, the areas that have sunshine, they're going to melt. And on the roadways, if it doesn't melt all of the snow for you, what is going to happen is then that'll refreeze. So we are going to have these icy situations kind of building on our side roads, at least kind of over the next couple of days, unfortunately. I think our accumulation forecast is pretty much spot on right now. Trace to an inch or so in the Piedmont Triad area. I'd expect about 1 to 2 inches for the Raleigh area as well, and down into parts of South Carolina. Eastern North Carolina is going to be the bullseye, where 2 to 4, maybe 4 to 6 inches of snow can be expected as we go through tonight, and it's still ending early tomorrow morning. Again, for our edge, though, this is the bottom line of the snowfall. It just kind of ends once you get to Eden and Winston-Salem. Those are the only spots that kind of stopped the snow. And then beyond that, there was nothing at all. The rest of us should end up with about a trace to 1 inch before it's all over with. The weather setup for this storm is pretty interesting. You had such bitterly cold air that usually it would be too cold to produce some snow, or too dry at least to produce the snow. What we were finally able to do this time is create this big area of low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico. It kicked back all this moisture into New Orleans and parts of the Gulf Coast, and then it sent it our way. Now, as quickly as it moved in, it'll move out. So this will be pushing off the shore as we go into late tonight and early tomorrow morning. Then we're left with cold sunshine for Wednesday. It's a bitterly cold day of weather for tomorrow. So just to recap the snow part for you, the snow is ending in the next couple of hours. We should only have 2 to 3 more hours of this at most. The Triad will be on track for that 1 inch total in some parts of the area, probably about a half an inch in Greensboro from what I've seen, a little bit more south and east. Continue to be flexible and alert on the roadways. This cold weather is no joke, and the cold continues tonight, tomorrow, and into Thursday as well. Our News 2 weather alert continues through Thursday midday. 23 degrees was your high temperature today. That's our coldest high temperature in about 10 years, if you can believe it. Forecast low temperatures overnight tonight are bitterly cold. This is the air temperature, mind you. We should be down to right around 10 to 13 degrees across most of the Triad. Up in the mountains, it'll be colder with low temperatures in the single digits. Now, the wind chill is worse, as always, and we'll have a bit of a breeze that starts to build in behind this system. So tomorrow morning is really tough. It'll feel like 13 below in Boone. It'll feel like around 3 in Greensboro. That's in the morning. Even during the daytime, the wind chills and the temperatures, for that matter, well, they're in the mid-20s. It's a very cold day any way you slice it, Slick roads are going to be possible and likely through tomorrow morning, kind of lingering through the middle of the day tomorrow. Lots of sun to go around. Teens for the morning, upper 20s for the afternoon. It is a cold Wednesday. And again, those slick roads could linger for a while longer. Our News 2 weather impact alert for cold weather continues through Thursday morning. Still a good idea to protect the pipes. Make sure to drip a little bit of that water just to be on the safe side as that cold weather keeps on gripping our area. 7-day forecast, we're in the teens the next couple of mornings, but we finally start to thaw out a little bit by the end of the week into the weekend. Temperatures are climbing. We're in the mid 40s by Saturday, right around 50 by Sunday. And as of right now, I don't see any extra winter weather for us over the next 7 days. That's your update for now. We'll see you again in another hour.